All right, let's get started on this porchetta. So we're gonna use some seasonings first. I got my coffee grinder out because I want to chop these up as fine as can be. So we're gonna put in some fennel seed, some black peppercorns, and some dried onions. And we're just gonna put the lid on and let this guy go. And it's gonna make that nice and fine. That'll help. If you don't have one of these, just crush it as much as you can. Use a food processor. Now in my mixing bowl, we're going to put about a half a cup of breadcrumbs in there. Then the seasonings that we just chopped up real fine in the coffee grinder. There we go. Now we're going to come back with some oregano. Put that right in there as well. A little bit of salt. And then we're going to zest 1 lemon. Just like so. And what I've got is and then some parsley. Sorry about that. Forgot about the parsley. And give it all a mix. And I've got an old salt and pepper shaker that I'm just going to put this into. And that'll help evenly spread it as we put it into the meat. So we've got our pork belly here. We're going to take the plastic off. And we're just going to put it in the sink and give it a good wash, rub, well, not rub, but a rinse. And then lay down some paper towel. And we'll get her dried up. Pat it down real good with some paper towels. And what I'm going to do next is I have a little device I got on Amazon. It's actually used to tenderize meat. It's like a stamp with a whole bunch of needles in it. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp those needles through all that skin. And what that's going to do is help get the fat out as well as crisp that skin up real good. If you don't have one of those, you can use a knife and or a fork and do the same process. It'll just take a little bit longer. Next, I've got the paste garlic, and I'm just going to use a good amount. If you don't have this, probably about 5 or 6 cloves of garlic, minced up nice, and spread out throughout the entire side of the meat. Remember, we flipped this over, skin side down. Now the seasoning that we put together. There we go. We're just going to totally cover all that meat real nice. A nice layer of that seasoning. Just like so. Then lastly, just going to hit it with some nice olive oil. Just like that. Then we're going to roll it up. Now, if you don't have anybody to help you with this process, get some nice sticks. What do you call them? Little spears, whatever you have available to help hold it together, like I'm going to use here. Just kind of go right through the very top, and that'll help hold it. And once we get these in, then we can get our butcher twine out and tie it up nice and tight. If you have somebody that can hold it for you, you don't have to use those long toothpicks. So it's an option. If you have someone, much easier. If not, I use these toothpicks to hold it together. Then I just get my butcher twine tied tight, clip off the ends, go about 1 inch, do another one, and we're going to do this all the way on both sides until the entire porchetta is tied up nice and tight with the butcher twine. You'll see her in a second what I'm talking about. Just like that. Now, that's way too much for me and my brother. So I'm going to cut it in half. I'll freeze half for another time. And then keep half for the rest of this video. So I'm going to put on a wire rack, cookie sheet, just like that. And pop that in the refrigerator for 24 hours. That's going to get that skin nice and dry. Just like that. You can see the difference in the color. I'm going to pop my meter in there so I get the right temperature of 145. So put that in the oven at put that in the oven at 350 degrees until we reach internal temperature of 145. And then once that is done, we're going to put it into an oven at 500 degrees. And my little oven there doesn't go that high, so I had to switch over to the big oven. And we'll pop that in at 500 to get that skin nice and crispy. And that took about 45 minutes. So while that's crisping up, let's make that green verde sauce. I've got one bunch of Italian parsley. Just going to take the ends off and chop them up nice and fine. And we'll put this parsley into a small mixing bowl. Just like that. And then we got about a tablespoon of capers. I'm just going to smash them down with the knife and then chop those up as well. Nice and fine is the best you can do. And then we'll put those into the bowl as well. It's a very simple verde sauce, but the flavors are just really work perfect with that crispy pork. All right, we got the capers in there. Now we're going to add some garlic, about a clove of garlic. A little bit of red wine vinegar. A little bit of lemon juice. And some olive oil. Some black pepper. A little salt. And we'll mix this up real good. And we're just going to let that sit. And let those flavors marry. And we'll be ready to go once we build our sandwich. So now it's about time to pull that pork out. And we're going to let it rest for a few minutes. Then we're going to cut it right in half so you can see how beautiful it came out. The skin is super crispy. The interior is juicy and delicious. Look at that. That is done perfect. Get a little taste, make sure. Absolutely. Home run, just like Mom used to make. So, now let's move on to my sandwich. We got a nice roll, cut it in half, and we're going to cut down the middle here, but not all the way through. Spread her open, and dig out some of that extra bread in the middle that we don't really need or want. There we go. Now I've chopped up a whole bunch of that porchetta, and we're just going to load this sandwich up. Then we're going to top it off with that green verde sauce. And I'm telling you, this sandwich, if you had a sandwich shop, this would be a home run for sure. Delicious. That verde sauce really sets it off the top. So anyways, make this dish. You get a couple meals out of it. Family's going to love it. It's great. Hey, thanks for watching. Remember, like, share, subscribe. New video every Wednesday, every Sunday. And we'll see you on the next one.
My mom made the best porchetta. I remember as a kid that crispy skin, that tender